to Greatness by Institute Wellness Group and Reiki Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness, IIT Kharagpur. I am Jhansi Soumya, member of Institute Wellness Group. Firstly, I would like to invite the chairman of Reiki Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness, Professor Priyadarshi Patnaik, to inaugurate the session.
Thank you very much, Soumya and friends. In this particular event, we are extremely happy to collaborate with our student friends and really thrilled at the response, the huge response that we have got from all of you. All I would like to say is that all of you are more or less familiar with the Reiki Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness, where we have courses running on happiness. And we have with us a very, very eminent resource person in that particular context with his own course on grossness and happiness, Professor Saamdu Chetri. And we are extremely happy to know that the mindfulness program initiated by him is being taken forward. And in any way that the center can be meaningful for the student community, we are really, really excited and happy. So we wish this program all the success. And I will request my colleague, Professor Tanushree Datta, Associate Professor at the center, to briefly introduce Saamdu sir before you initiate the session. Thank you.
So mindfulness helps to keep your mind calm and relaxed. It also helps to reduce stress and anxiety. In the changing times that we are going through, uncertainty is having an effect on our daily lives. Mindfulness practices will help you a long way in dealing with the changing times. With this, I wish you all the very best in learning this technique successfully from one of our most respected and knowledgeable person in this field, Professor Chetri. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, sir, for inaugurating this. Thank you, Madam Tanushree, for introducing me. Well, my dear friends out there, thank you for coming for this 21 days of our journey together. It is definitely a practice that we all need to carry with us. Because if we don't, if we just learn through the books without the practice, it doesn't stay with us for long. So I welcome you and I hope we will have a very meaningful journey together. Let me just share my screen. All right. Do you see the screen? Okay, friends. So what is mindfulness? Before I begin this journey, may I all request you to kindly close your eyes. Feel grounded. Watch your breath. And bring the calmness in your mind and composure in your body. Let's take 3 deep breaths in and slowly breathe them out. Begin. Hold it for 2 seconds and slowly breathe out. Hold it for another 2-3 seconds. Breathe in again. Hold it there for a while. Breathe out again. Hold it. Breathe in again. Hold it. And breathe out slowly. Thank you. So let's try to define what is actually mindfulness, or discuss a bit on this topic of mindfulness, what it is really. Often we have this misunderstanding that mindfulness is that you need to be in silence, in complete calm, in a secluded place. No, mindfulness is a journey which, when you are completely aware with your every movement of what you're doing, then you are mindful. So it's not the absence of our thoughts, but the awareness of our being, our thoughts actually makes us mindful human beings. Because when we are with our thought, with our action, with our perception together, then we know exactly what is right from wrong. So therefore, mindfulness is a journey of practice. You cannot be mindful overnight, or you cannot be mindful just listening by the meaning that it's here and now. It does not mean anything unless you practice to be present every moment, which means that your thoughts of the past or the future will be as little as possible. In other words, you'll be living with your actions, your activities, your goals that for tomorrow you'll be working today. So when you live with complete awareness for what is going to come, but living today, then you are in mindfulness journey. So mindfulness is to be completely aware of your own self, your own path, your own journey, and it's a practice again. Let me repeat it. So it's with this pandemic thing now for us, it's a great, great opportunity for all of us to bring a transformation within ourselves. And this, if you take this practice with me for 21 days, I cannot promise you that you will be completely great, but I can definitely promise you, you'll take a journey beyond being effective. You'll be much more there, a step ahead of being effective. So let's not dilute this opportunity, but let us try to take a step forward in this and try to walk this journey forward. So our procedure for the next 21 days will be as follows. We'll start with like what I've just begun, with a small talk around the topic that we're going to build our meditation on, our mindfulness on. And then what we will do is we'll set an intention. What are we intending today during this process? Because what we intend, when you have an intention, then you put an attention towards it, then you get to the greater level of your own achievement. So we will take this journey of mindful meditation after that, and then we'll do a bit of a sharing from the people out there who are watching us on the streaming YouTube can send their questions or send their feelings to the group who has been organizing this, to the Institute of Wellness group. And they will come with this question to me, sharing, they will read it out and we will know your feelings, all right? And we will also try to address one or two questions, if time permits, everything. If not, we'll keep some of them for another day. So that will be our procedure every day. And mind you that every morning, every evening, when we begin this mindfulness journey, I am going to remind you again and again our process from morning till evening. So what will happen tonight, tomorrow, whole day tomorrow until we meet tomorrow evening, I'll try and tell you this. So first thing, when you get up in the morning tomorrow, you need to sit on your bedside and feel grateful to the universe for letting you have another 24 hours in front of you. In that process, just take your mind to the events of yesterday, how you took the journey of yesterday, and then think the journey of today, and then put a resolve in yourself, which is an intention, which we will come to this later, or a self-affirmation, or a mission statement in your mind, saying what you intend to do today, what would be your resolve for today. This is what you need to bring in your mind. Then for 5 minutes to 6 minutes, you please sit down and meditate. Meditation necessarily need not be on calming the mind. The same process that you're going to bring, the process of your resolve, the process of your intention, the process of your self-affirmation can be meditation, all right? So after that, when you get out of the bed after this less than 10 minutes of your activity, then of course try to have your self-affirmations, your mission statements stuck in all the visible spaces in your living spaces, including in front of your looking mirror. And you can also kind of refresh your mind with this self-affirmation as you brush your teeth in the morning, if you have it in your bathroom mirror. So after that, of course, you're going to do your activity, exercise, whatever you have the plan for the day. You're going to take bath. When you're taking bath, feel the water flow into your body. Every moment, be aware that how the soap is being applied on your body. Where are your hands moving? How the water is dripping from your head to toe. The smoothness of the water, the refreshment that it brings. Be with it. This is mindfulness. And then you go for a cup of tea. Before that, maybe you do prayer or meditation with your family. You might have a prayer to conduct with your family, or you have a meditation to conduct with your family. Go for it. And when you drink tea or when you eat your breakfast, then be very mindful. This also is a practice that we will tell you later, but be very mindful. Try to see the clouds in your tea. Try to see the sugarcane factory, the fields, the tea gardens, the workers in your tea. Take a beautiful aroma of the tea to your nose, and then take a sip, roll it in your mouth, and be grateful for all that has prepared this tea for you to drink. So this is all a journey of mindfulness. When you are present in every activity that you do, you are mindful actually. So you begin your normal work, 8 hours of your normal work. In that normal work, do not try to take your mind away, but focus in what you're doing. When you're focused in what you're doing, again, you are mindful. Remember, when you take your mind to what you're doing, when you're aware, then what happens is large part of your brain is actually has a space, lot of space for creativity, lot of space for thinking something extraordinary in our lives and in our times. Like, for example, Einstein did is, he got all the bright ideas as he was cycling, because his mind, attention, everything was in paddling and in just enjoying the movement of his cycling wherever he was cycling. So that gave him a lot of space in his mind to fertile itself and got a lot of creative ideas. So mindfulness actually defeats, which scientifically they talk about 47% of all the rubbish thoughts that are around with other thoughts actually is defeated when you're mindful. And that space becomes available for us to do something better in our life. Then what you do is whenever you are speaking to somebody, try to use very positive words, because you know that quantum physics talks about the highest 4 levels are reason, and then you have your love, you have your joy, and then you have your happiness, then you become enlightened. If you can take these 4 steps of your life, that can be only through positivity. When you take positive attitude, your words are positive, your thinking process is positive, then you're going to achieve a very high goal in life. And after that, before you go to bed, either you do a group meditation with your family members, which would be appreciated, or you do your prayer, whatever you do in your culture, in your practices. After that, you do a sharing. Before you take off, do a sharing. Now, this meditation generally you can do after your dinner. Then after dinner, you do meditation. After meditation, in your own space, in your prayer space or meditation space, you do a sharing. Sharing is something out of the heart, without judgment, without question, without analysis, without evaluation. You just are going to directly share your heart out, your feeling of the day, your feeling in the family. You should not hide anything, and everybody shares. You only listen without comment. Unless you have a problem of understanding, you can repeat yourself, but not challenge, criticize, or judge. Just listen. This is a beautiful habit. After that, what you do is create a noble silence for yourself. Silence in your mind, silence also from your talks and other things around, Then when you lie down on your bed, try to do your body scan. Go from, feel the touch of your body on the mattress and go from the toe upwards. Relax every part of your body and provide their, be grateful to every part of the body. Assign attributes to the parts of the body, to your ankle, it has moved so many millions of times. Your soul has stood over for such a long time. Your calf and your thighs have helped you walk through the journeys of your life, your legs, your whole body, So provide attribution to every part of your body and continue thanking and saying, my eyes are getting deeper, I'm going into sleep. So, if you sincerely do this, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, you are fast asleep. This is one of the beautiful ways to be aware of your body, to connect with yourself, and to be completely mindful. All right, friends. Now, this part of thing, I'll remind you every day before we begin. Maybe not in this detail, but we will try to remind you every day, every time. And all these videos, all these that we talk about now, the slides that I show you, the PowerPoint presentations that I have will be shared with all of you, all right? So now, what is self-affirmation? Let's try to understand this a bit, because that's what I have said, that you need to have a mission statement, your resolve, or your self-affirmation. So here is an example. You see, I am a unique creation of nature and I love myself. We all are very unique creation of nature, because before we were born, where were we? Before we came into the mother's womb, where were we? Before that space, where were we? In the very beginning. So all this, if you start discovering this, then we all know we are very unique creation on this planet Earth by the universe. We are a part of the universe because our entire system is with the universe. So I need to love myself. If I don't love myself, then I cannot help anybody. So I said in the quantum physics, the love already arises almost third below the enlightenment. So it's a very powerful space, love. So if you learn to love yourself unconditionally, then you are able to raise this love, produce this love, culture this love also for others. I need no validation. Now, this is an example. You can produce out of this, or you might have your own. But I need no validation. Why do we need to be confirmed by somebody how we look, who we are, what kind of things we need to do? If I know myself, I'll need no validation in life. I'll be who I am, and I'll take this journey as I am. So don't try to look for judgment of others, because then your mind is hijacked or your mind is taken by these people. So do not go for validation. Believe in yourself and be yourself all the time. I shall constantly vibrate to align myself every moment with the universal energy. Now, as I told you that, reasoning, then you have your love, you have joy, peace, and enlightenment. So when you are able to reason without looking at anything dualistically, looking at things as it is, and when you're looking at things as it is, then you have a deeper understanding of the thing to reason better. And when you are able to reason better, then you rise to the next level of love. And after that, you go to joy, to the peace, and to the enlightenment. So this is a part of the journey, and we need to vibrate with the universe. To do that, we need to live in a good reasoning, loving everybody, being very joyful, and being in peace all the time. Then we can get into the level of enlightenment, which means that we will open up to the universe and powers. I love nature as I'm a part of it and take care of it and myself in return. So, nature, tomorrow we'll talk about this a little more in detail. Nature, we are all out of the elements of nature, completely. So if we don't take care of nature, then we will start to miss our own systems. We will become different and we will begin to suffer. So you need to align, remain in harmony live with harmony and in love with nature. And then in return, nature is going to look after us. All right. I'll share unconditional love to anyone who meets me today, physically or through my mind. So often we think about friends, send them immediately love. We meet people, look at them with love, share love out of your heart. Just look at the person with love. Bring that love out of you. The person will feel it very instantly. And this is already a very high level of positivity. So the vibration that we take is at a very high level when you are able to unconditionally love others. Now, this has nothing to do with your success, but this helps you to become a greater human being, much beyond the success, much beyond your self-esteem. It will take you to the highest level of humanity and more so into the domain of wisdom, into the domain of success all through. I'll be successful in my life as I shall learn to live in abundance. You see, there is so much of abundance of love. There's abundance of nature, beautiful things around. Happiness is within, we say, but we look outside. So there is abundance within ourselves. What we see outside of us is our mind, through our mind. But if you try to realize that within, everything is within us. So when you're able to nourish yourself with this concept of abundance around us, everything is in abundance. The air is in abundance. Sun is in abundance. The beauty of the nature is in abundance. We are in abundance. Our system with 37.2 trillion cells and enough amount of everything is within us. We will decode these tomorrow in more detail. So we live in abundance. The moment we shift our thought process from scarcity to abundance, then we become greater human beings. We begin to align with the powers of universe. The last one that I have as an example is I'll remain always curious and creative. Because as children, if you realize any child, the children has so many questions. After a while, parents get a bit angry and frustrated, and they shoo away the child, saying, "No, go away, don't ask now, ask me later." We kill the curiosity of the child. And because of the systems that we have grown, our curiosity to a level has died away. We need to create that curiosity. We need to ask these questions: why, what, how, where, when, which, all these W's, 5, 6 W's an hour. If you can ask this question to anything that arises in front of you, before you believe it, you need to experience, and you can only experience through the kinds of questions you're going to ask, being curious. Then you become much more creative. Okay? So this is the self-affirmation, which a mission statement, as you can call. Now, examples of mission statement from Mahatma Gandhi. It's not only us, we are trying to take this journey. Even Mahatma Gandhi had his mission statement. All you need to do is in your mission statement, you should put I shall or I will, because it has to be very positive. It has to be very, not forceful, but it has to be believed in the positivity and the language of positivity. So you can craft your own mission statement. Here is how Mahatma Gandhi had his. So every morning he would take this resolve. He would repeat this in his mind. He would repeat as and when he would walk around. He would repeat as and when he's sitting for something, even before a meeting. So he would say, I shall not fear anyone on earth. I shall fear only God. I shall not bear ill will towards anyone. I shall not submit to injustice from anyone. I shall conquer untruth by truth. And in resisting untruth, I shall put up with all suffering. Now, this is exactly how he lived his life. And because he lived his life this way, this is how he actually nourished himself to bring a change in India. Okay, so mission statements actually help us rewire the neuroplasticity that this cannot happen when you repeat one time, two times, three times. You need to repeat again and again so that it starts to form a path. And this you remember in your heart and in your experience. You begin to experience this. And when you experience this, you're living this very much. And you will walk this path all along in your life. So success, your greatness, your attitude, everything derives from your practice, your character. We need to develop our character, and our character should be focused towards mindfulness journey. All right. Now, let's do, a mindful meditation. In fact, this would be, so first thing is, let me tell you, here I have an intention. The intention is today and every day, I will love and care myself. This is the intention. From now on, when you leave this session, you need to put this intention in your mind. I will love and care myself. Until tomorrow we come back to this session, you should have this intention in your mind. All right? Now let's do a simple mindfulness practice, with this intention, okay? So I would ask you to find your comfortable position, place wherever you're sitting, eyes droop down completely or closed. As you listen to the bell, sit comfortably with your eyes closed, your back straight, chin slightly tucked in, without stress on your neck, legs grounded, tongue lightly touching the upper palate, teeth not biting, shoulders relaxed, and watch your breath in and out. Feel the energy entering from the center of your palms if you have them open upwards. Take few slow and deep breaths in and out. In and out. In and out. Gently take your mind to your body from toe to head. Slightly move on your sitting posture. Feel every part of your body. Wherever your sitting form is, feel the sole if your legs are grounded, the legs. Take your mind to your lower back, the upper back. Relax your shoulders. Take your mind to your hands, neck. Move your jaws left to right. Move your tongue in the mouth and lightly touch in the upper palate. Be aware of the sensation or uneasiness or any kind of stress if that is arising in your posture. Just bring to your notice Be completely aware of it. Adjust yourself if required and relax. Take your thoughts to your head and recognize whatever it is doing, and ask the mind to be still, clear, and calm and peaceful. Take your awareness to your heart and see what the heart is feeling. Recognize its feelings. Be aware and just let it go. Relax. Arise love and compassion that has no boundary, expectations, but is pure, humble, and sublime. Breathe in and feel the calmness in your mind, like the still water in the lake on the mountains. Breathe out and feel clear, like the bottom of that clear lake. Bring the clarity in your heart and mind. Now, imagine a small baby is happily playing on the lap of his or her mother. See the innocence and brightness in the eyes of the child. The child smiles and laughs and also wants to talk and learn more, but is limited by the inability to do so. Look how fragile the child is. It cannot defend, does not fear, and looks helpless without the mother. Now you imagine that child is you and send the following loving kindness to the child in you. May you be happy and well. May you be loved and cared for. May you feel free from fear and any danger. May you live a life of abundance. May you find peace and harmony in life. May you be successful, healthy, and happy in life. Take a deep breath in and out. And now imagine an old person who has become fragile like the child again. It is the age. He has accepted it. He walks with a stick to hold himself. People around him pity. However, he walks a day with pride. He does much of his work. He appreciates some helping hands that come once in a while. Children, grandchildren are on their own. He sometimes looks back at a filled house with glee, laughter, love, and harmony, where he once lived and felt happy thinking about it. Now imagine that old person is you. and send in the loving kindness in you. May you be happy and well. May you be loved and cared for. May you be free from fear and any danger. May you live a life of abundance. May you be free from attachments. May you find yourself in peace and harmony. May you be happy and healthy. If you feel emotional or pained due to this imagination, take a deep breath and feel relaxed. Now, imagine your own self as you are now. See what you are thinking and doing. Do these two match? What is that you need to put more effort to live a healthier and a happier life when you become an elderly adult? Now you sincerely promise that you will spend your time purposefully until you settle down. You will do it for the good of yourself and others who are connected with you, and send the following loving kindness to yourself. May I be happy and well. May I be loved and free from hatred. May I be free from fear and any danger. May I live a life of abundance. May I be free from ignorance and attachment that binds my growth. May I find myself in peace and harmony. May I be successful, healthy, happy always. Gently bring back your awareness to your body. Take a deep and slow breath. Open your eyes halfway. Rub your hands. Massage your legs. And open your eyes filled with love and compassion. Okay, friends. So this was the loving kindness meditation, which is also known as self-compassion or affirmation. This can also be turned into a mission statement for yourselves. So now our last slide is about happiness song, because we will always sing this song at the end of the day. On the right-hand side of the PPT slide is a wish for you all. May you be happy and well. May you be free from fear and any danger. May you bring happiness to the lives you touch. May you bring unconditional love to others and be loved and cared for. Let's sing this happiness song. 3, 2, 1, go. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, and I'm not in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, but I'm not in a hurry. Thank you so much. Bless you all. Let's do some sharing. If you have some questions, we can try and answer them. Thank you. Soumya?
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes. Abhinav.
Sir, there are a few questions from our viewers.
Okay.
So the first question is, what is enlightenment and how is it connected to mindfulness?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. Thank you so much for asking this. So, like I said, even the quantum physics talks about different hierarchical levels with anger, hatred, jealousy, dislike, and all those negative right at the lower side of the cone. And at the high end of the cone is reasoning, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Mindfulness, when you are mindful, what happens is you develop a character of being with yourself. You connect completely with yourself. When you are in connection with yourself, you're able to nourish your soul, your spirit, as we call. Some say spirit is the energy, soul is the vibration. Whatever you can conclude with this, but quantum physics talks about the consciousness, which is the energy. All right. So when you are completely in mindfulness, you are taking this journey of reasoning, of loving, of being joyful, of garnering, practicing, nurturing your love, and then your peace. And after that is enlightenment, where nothing matters, where you are at peace with yourself. Everything to you is as they are. You don't see anything with dualistic mind. You will see yourself in them, they in you. You become one. That is the level we're talking about with enlightenment, and this can only happen when we are taking this journey of mindfulness, because mindfulness is to be yourself. When you're thinking, your feeling, and your actions are merged in synchronicity together, then you are taking a journey of mindfulness. Thank you.
There are two more questions. The second question is, how to remain in the present when you have to set a goal for yourself?
Another beautiful question. This is where everyone struggles with. Goal does not mean that you live in the goal. Goal is for a future time. If you have a goal, this is something will come in a later part of our discussions. I have a presentation around that. When you have a goal, what you do with the goal? You want to become the top CEO of a company. Just living with that now does not bring you there. What do? You walk back. From the goal, you start to backtrace and see what you need to do to arrive that goal. All right. So you need to put a plan, and with plan, maybe in 5 years you want to become the top CEO. What do you do in these 5 years? So you trace back your everything. You divide that into yearly plans into monthly plans into weekly plans into daily plans. Now, when you're mindful, you're doing your duty of the day towards that goal. So you're putting one stone apart from your 8 hours. You are a student. If you're studying 8 hours of your time, there's one time that you need to find a little time for this. And that little time is where you put a stone forward towards that tomorrow goal. And before you realize, that goal will come to you. But if you don't live in the mindfulness today, like what most students do, oh, exam, अभी तो बहुत time है, एक साल है, I'll read later, I'll study later. करते करते 3 महीना रह जाता है. Then you don't sleep. You have a lot of problems because you're not able to complete. But देखिए, अगर आप आज ही शुरू करेंगे, आज की काम अभी शुरू करेंगे, तो कल तो ऐसे आएगा और मजे से चला भी जाएगा. Because everything is today. If you learn to live today, tomorrow will generally, naturally be there. But if you don't live today properly, tomorrow will again come and will bring you the same pressure, same problem. So therefore, mindfulness is a journey that is actually will take you, like what Soumya said, from being a successful to a great person.
Thank you, sir. That was a wonderful message. One last question. It is, how do one love or respect a person who does not behave with you nicely?
This is also a general problem I've realized. Well, I have a lot of stories to tell you. But you see, why do we don't like or want to like that person is because we connect with the character, with the behavior, with the words of that person. You see, the moment you do not connect with that, Buddha said a very beautiful narration on this. He was out for begging with his group of people, and then the villagers started to torment them with, a lot of criticism, lot of comments, lot of, abuses onto him, saying, "Oh, you are spoiling all the young people, you're making them beggars," and so forth. And he was there smiling and quietly looking at the person with complete love and affection. Then suddenly the person who was abusing said, "Why are you not angry? I've abused you so much." And he said, "If somebody comes with a gift to you and you don't accept that gift, who does the gift belong to?" And of course, the man said, "It belonged to me." So that's what Buddha said, I didn't accept your gift. In the same way, if somebody irritates you, that doesn't mean that you become irritated. The person is irritating you because the person has a problem. If you understand that problem, you will not be irritated. You will rather feel sorry for that person. So if you find anyone that you dislike, close your eyes and send your loving kindness to that person. You will see this message of loving kindness will reach to that person very strongly, because when you begin to vibrate at that level, your message is reach him or her. And what happens? Slowly that person will change. And you'll also see that person differently from your mind and from your eyes. So it is connection that we vibrate. When you begin to vibrate with someone, then of course we have that problem. So sometimes when you see somebody quickly, suddenly you meet a person and then you immediately have a liking for that person. It's simply because we are vibration match. In the same way, when you're able to vibrate, we dislike somebody or we get irritated because of somebody because his vibration, her vibration, and my vibration are not attuned. So we need to attune. If I attune to a negative person's vibration, I'll immediately become negative. But if I take that power in me to send my loving kindness to the person, naturally that person is going to change completely. And be aware that there are bigger, better things like this friend who is such a wonderful source of happiness for me. Their perceptions will begin to change. Thank you.
So there have been a few new questions. Do we have time to take them up?
I don't know. Ask the organizers. If it is,
I think it will be fine.
We have time, 10 minutes more.
Yeah, sure. So one question is, how can one be grounded when feeling overwhelmed?
Well, grounded doesn't mean that you cannot be overwhelmed. Overwhelmed in what sense? Now, you could be overwhelmed with work. If you do not properly plan your activities, you're going to be overwhelmed. If you do not know how to say no, you're going to be overwhelmed. Now, this overwhelming, I am considering this must be based on the work that he's getting, not the awe, not the kind of, feeling of wonder. This probably is talking about from the amount of work, volume of work that is coming to him or her. If we don't plan, of course, we will be, kind of taken aback by this. Number one. Number two, if we do not know how to say no, because work will keep coming. If I don't know how to reply saying, please, I have so much of work. Thank you. If I can do this at a later point of time or on a certain time, and if I have my plans right, then I can take that saying yes. Otherwise, I should be able to say, I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed with so many activities now that if I put your activity, I'll be de-planning myself completely. I'll be jumping out of my own area of being. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be get into depression because you will be overwhelmed with so many things. So overwhelming and grounding are very much like two sides of a coin. When you plan your things properly, You will be grounded with all the work that you do, with all the activities that will come to you. But if you don't, you'll be overwhelmed. Simple as that.
Thank you, sir. So I think we will take up one last question. So it is okay. So two questions. Can you quickly address them? So one is, how can you get out from addiction through mindfulness?
As I began saying this, this is one problem that everyone thinks about, but it's a practice. If you define yourself, I told you when you get up, what do you need to do? If you do this practice regularly, you will come out of your addiction. Now, if there are certain addictions, I assume that this addiction he's mentioning is time management addiction, that he's not able to manage the time because he just flows with the with the circumstances, with friends inviting and things like that. Then, of course, you will have to, kind of ground yourself, and then practice. Everything is practice. When you begin to practice, it's going to bring a new neuroplasticity in your mind and it's going to change. Now, if you're talking about addiction of smoking, alcohol, and other things, there are other things to do. One very simple thing is, where the moment you have an arousal or the moment you have an intention or the moment you kind of get and sensation that you need to now go for a smoke or a little drink or something like this, that very moment you do is, if you have a space, just jog 50 meters with full speed. If not, you can just open your window or door, take 6 deep breaths in and out. Your urge will immediately vanish. This urge will again come after a while. Do the same thing for 5 consecutive days. On the 6th day, I promise you, my friends, this kind of thing will be detoxified out of your body. Just one little breath will remind you to be calm and back to your own self. So I don't know which, toxicity that the question was, but I try to address both sides of it.
Yes, sir. So one more question is, how can we stop an automatic negative thoughts that we cannot control?
Well, this is very specific thing. There are many ways to control thoughts. But one primary thing is to realize. The moment thought arises, you have to be aware, oh, this thought is arising. Shift your circumstances. Change your thoughts, your feelings immediately. It's a practice again. It's a practice, a constant practice will take you out of this as well, very easily. For example, if you, one of our colleagues here, one of the students, a research scholar, sees everybody in skeleton, in form of a skeleton. Now, for example, if you have an attachment to, let's say, an opposite sex, you can think of something immaterial of that person and your thoughts will change. So there are a number of, let me, please don't feel it otherwise. I'm sure all the students are above 18 years and I just would like to say this. On the mountains, the monks, the Vajrayana monks, what they do, because they have to remain in celibacy. So if such a thought comes, they imagine wound in the part of that they have such an imagination. So you can change your perception in different ways to avoid changing the circumstances. So the first step is being aware. That is very important. Once you are aware, once you recognize that, the next is just change your situation. And over the time, you continue practicing this and you will overcome any negativity, any bad thought, and you can start to arise all the beautiful thoughts. The moment you have a bad thought, do this. Remind yourself, this thought is coming, be aware, and then change your situation. Make that thought into a positive thought. Now, practice. Every time that thought comes, practice. And I promise you, it'll change completely.
Thank you, sir. So one more question, please. How to get rid of those people who make us feel discriminated?
See, again, the feeling of discrimination comes because we are attaching with them. We feel discriminated because we listen to their words or their behaviors. We observe that and bring into ourselves. If you don't, either of these, you're not going to feel discriminated at all. Discrimination happens through action. Now, how far can they discriminate when you are yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you don't need any kind of validation from anybody? Then you never feel discriminated because you know who you are. Discrimination only happens when you start to compare. So don't compare yourself with anybody. Think you are a unique product of this universe and walk your journey along with that. And you'll feel totally grounded and completely yourself, and you'll have nothing to think about this disparity or differences into yourself. Thank you.
That was a very important message, sir. So I would hand over it to Jhansi, so we can conclude.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is a very wonderful and great session. I would like to tell one thing to all the people who are watching this. We'll be sending feedback forms to you. So I would encourage every one of you to write how you feel, as sir told, like write from your heart what you're feeling after the session, so that we'll share all these things to sir and we'll be discussing about it in the next session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for patience to listen, to sit for an hour. God bless you all and all my love to you all. Please be happy and well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.